I want to present to you today, John has said many times that I think I'm Howard Stern. Now, I don't do anything that Howard Stern does. I've never tried to be like Howard Stern, but that's what John knows as a guy who's good at broadcasting. So he pretends that I'm copying Stern. What I'm going to show you today is that John's actually the one who thinks he's Howard Stern. The way he's interviewing this woman is reminiscent of how Howard would talk to attractive female guests back when Howard was actually entertaining and interesting to listen to. The problem is that John doesn't pick up on any of the clues that this isn't working. Like, anyone else doing this interview would have pivoted long before John ever does. So we'll start here.
Well, the thing I like about you, Elise, is that you're an open book. And you know, I appreciate that because you just blatant, just without even worrying, you said, oh, yeah, I had sex with Vin Diesel.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't have sex with Vin Diesel. I went out with Vin Diesel.
Well, Ethan Hawke.
Oh, yeah, him I did, yeah.
And David Blaine.
Him I did, yeah.
Why is that funny?
Yeah. Have you seen David Blaine?
Okay, now it's funny.
Is that why he's laughing at that? He's just like, no, what I love about you is that you came out and said you fucked Vin Diesel. It's like, no, I didn't. I didn't fuck Vin Diesel. So his research staff is not doing a good job for him already.
His team?
Yeah, his team's not doing him any favors on that. So I don't know why John thought that was such a hilarious answer, that she slept with like these celebrities. But now John's got a follow-up question on this.
So who was, just be honest with me, and I know you will be, who was better in bed? Benji, Ethan, or David?
Well, Benji's the best guy out of all those guys. So
But who was better in bed? Just bed.
Nobody's good in bed. Only like two people in my life have been good in bed.
Okay. So you see what's happening here. Elisa Jordana does not like sex. She just said nobody's good in bed. And maybe two people. Maybe that's about it. So right here, you got to kind of change your pattern.
No, you keep asking questions related to her sex life.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what, Doug? You're right. That's precisely what John decides to do.
People are good before you get to that, I think. It's like very exciting. Like I like the time, like when you're the courting area, the courting stage is like the most fun. Like once you get to the sex part, it's like so, like I don't like that part. That's like my least favorite part. I like when you first meet the person, it's like super exciting. You know, you're imagining all these great things and then it just goes downhill from there.
But you do get excited, right? Like about
like sex or like hooking up with somebody. Yeah. Before I do, yeah, it's very exciting.
And then when you do, it's just a letdown. Usually,
yeah, definitely.
She seems fun.
So no squirting discount then?
25% off. Now, I have to say, and you know, she said that only two people were good, and he asked who those people were, and she goes, you know what, I just came up with a number. I don't even remember ever having a good time. I just want to say this to Elisa. If sex with everyone sucks, it might be you. It's very possible that that's a Elisa problem. All right.
Or she's just trying to be very unsexy and get out of this topic.
Yeah, that's also very possible, although I've heard her talk like this before.
Oh, okay.
Eric Shun with $2 says, Elisa's beautiful. John looks like a grandma. And he leaves this up on the screen for a very long time, which is always fun. Yeah. Why not get insulted for $2? Yeah. You know, dignity, schmignity. That's what I would say.
I say that too.
All right. Now we're going to find out why John chose Florida. As we know, John and I are neighbors. And the reason why John decided to move to Florida is this.
And in West Palm Beach, I haven't met anyone, not one soul. And I've been here for like a few months. And I go out
like in Florida, it's 8 women to every man.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
8 single women to every man.
Now, I doubt that's true.
Yeah, single women.
But if that is true, they're widows.
Right.
Right? Because women live longer than men. And that's where people go to retire and die.
And die, yeah.
So John's sitting there going, oh, yeah, I'm going to be scoring nonstop in Florida. Watch out. He thinks he's going on a college campus or something. It's like, no, that's not what this is at all, John. All right. I'm sorry. We got sidetracked. Let's get back to sexy talk. I know that's what Doug wants to do. He wants to learn more about this woman who doesn't have a sex life. Talk about sex.
I think it's 2 people that don't have a sex life talking about sex.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we do get into that. That is very true.
Great.
On the phone in one of our lengthy chats, You said that any woman who says she orgasmed during intercourse is lying. The only way that a woman's gonna be able to orgasm is through oral sex. That's what you said.
I said that? Wow, I say a lot of stuff.
In a private message to me.
I remember everything.
A private conversation.
You remembered that, that's for sure. Okay,
How could I not?
So I think, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't imagine like having an orgasm from penetration. Maybe some people have. I can't imagine that happening.
Wow. Dynamite stuff there, John. You're really getting this girl to say some sexy stuff right there. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, I don't like dick. It doesn't do anything for me. She doesn't like sex, John. She's been pointing this out.
Yeah, but just keep talking.
All right. So if you talk to a girl who doesn't like sex about sex, there's only one thing you could do that's worse than that as an interviewer. And that would be this.
Everybody's different. I was just speaking for myself. I'm kind of an unusual person anyway. So.
And how old are you?
I'm old. I'm very old. I'm your age.
No, really.
No, not your age. I don't say it, John.
This is going great.
I can't believe you just asked her, how old are you?
How much do you weigh?
Yeah, right. That's next.
These are the questions you do not ask a woman. He's such an asshole. Oh my gosh. And then this gets even crazier because he asks if, she asks if he's having sex. And he says, not as much as I used to because I'm ugly now. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of a good deflection on her part. But then John asks the next worst question you could possibly ask, aside from how much you weigh and how old are you?
So how many guys would you say? How many guys have you slept with?
So in the last 3 years, none.
Really?
In the last 10 years, like 2. But in my 20s, I was like a very happening person.
So how many you think? Over 10?
In my 20s, it was like, I mean, I could think of like probably 5 offhand then.
But how many
I
total?
was popular. Total, like
10,
under
20?
under 10. Under 10.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, you're
Yeah, under 10. Because these recent years, there've been nobody.
So John is applauding her for not having a lot of sexual partners. She doesn't like sex, John. I don't know why you're not understanding this. She keeps telling you over and over again. This is not her thing. She's not into it.
Well, I mistakenly said that his superpower is he's incapable of being embarrassed. He's incapable of taking a hint.
Correct. He has no idea.
He can deflect anything.
Now, I, like a lot of people, first met Elisa when she was on the Howard Stern show dating Benji Bronk. And I remember how much she used to talk about how she didn't fuck him when they were dating. So this is a pattern here. And for some reason, John is just not picking up on it. And also, what was that slut-shaming thing where he applauded her for... I don't know. So that was the right answer then, I guess?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is, so apparently there was a right answer and she gave it.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Don't even understand how that works. All right, so then they talk about if, John, I guess she hooked up with the guy, or didn't hook up with him, but met a guy from like her Discord channel or something. And so she asked John if he's ever hooked up with a chatter, as they call them.
I think he's like Mexican. This guy from my chat. I met a guy from my chat last year. Have you ever met somebody? Oh, you did meet somebody from your chat.
Did I? Who?
Did they like threaten to kill you or something?
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah, I have someone like that too.
How do you know that?
I knew. No,
you literally pointed a gun at the camera and go, "This is for you."
So I met up with a guy like similar to that situation, except he brought a screwdriver.
Orange juice and vodka? I love how she just trumped him. That was great. He's like, yeah, she sent me a photo of her holding a gun. And she's like, yeah, well, this guy I went out with him and he brought a screwdriver along with us on the date. Like, oh, that seems scarier than what I just said. Whoops, my bad. I love that she remembers Heather W. and John does not.
Yeah, right.
It's very funny. All right. So then they go back and forth a little bit. And now Elisa's going to get to the story here about this guy that she went on a date with, this Mexican guy from Discord that she thought was a good guy.
But then I went out with him on Valentine's Day and he did bring a screwdriver to the date. And I ended up handcuffing him because I didn't trust him. I thought he could kill me.
Wait, you have handcuffs?
Just in case. Yeah, just in case of something like that.
Oh, is that the only reason why you have handcuffs?
No, they're not like sexy handcuffs. They're police grade handcuffs because I do a lot of like IRL streaming with strangers and fans that I don't know who they are.
Fucking John's just not getting the hint. Ooh, handcuffs. Ooh.
Yeah, he's jacking off right now.
Yeah. It's like, John, she's not bringing sex toys with her. She hates sex.
They're not furry, okay?
Yeah, I don't know what you think this is. And then did you roll some dice? One of them says lick, and the other one has a part of the body.
He had the screwdriver to my throat, like all the way in your throat. Did you take it all the way in your...
How deep? That whole story didn't make any fucking sense. John had no follow-up questions. I'd be like, well, how do you handcuff a guy who wants to hurt you? What do you mean you carry around handcuffs? Is she great at like tackling guys and getting their arms behind their back? And
I would watch that.
that'd be interesting. Maybe I'll have to tune into her IRL stream that she's doing.
Let's stream with her.
All right. So then my buddy Gonzo Shitcock calls in to Elisa while she's on the show, and she pulls it up for John. And this is what I was talking about the other day, where this was Gonzo who told me this. We were DMing, and he said, I think the reason why John is so much more animated now is because he's used to teaching 10-year-olds. And so he acts like a clown in front of them, and they all giggle and stuff. And he's just like, yeah, I got it. And so now he's going on the internet and doing the same thing. So Gonzo gets to ask him that question.
Oh, wait, I'm getting a call. Hold on. Oh, it's Gonzo. Hey, Gonzo.
Hey, Gonzo.
What?
Oh, also, and I don't know if this is true or not, but John had a friend in D.C. named Gonzo back in the day because he was trying to stay at Gonzo's house when he was doing his D.C. trip to interview celebrities. Different Gonzo. So John's like, oh, it's Gonzo. So, no, this is Gonzo Shitcock from the Howard Stern Show who goofs on you, John. But anyway.
So,
What's up?
Hey, can John hear me? Or are you?
Can you hear Gonzo?
could you hold him closer to the...
Where would I go? Would I hold closer to here? Okay, Go ahead, Gonzo.
Hey, what's up, John? It's Gonzo. I just wanted to ask, I'm a big fan, John. I just wanted to know if you can unblock me on Twitter. And then I had another question, too.
Okay.
John, do you think that since you've been back, your big return, your personality, I noticed, is a lot more animated and like kind of like quirky? Do you think that's because you've been teaching children and your audience has been children, and now you're like doing the same comedy like for children, like with the crazy expressions and stuff, and the the big affect and all
the balloons?
I can answer that. I'm just happier to do it now.
I know why, because you're probably more relaxed.
Well, yeah, because at least I was doing politics for the longest time.
Yeah.
And, I would have congressmen and women on. So it was and I had to do research, I had to read books. When I had a guest on that was an author, I had to read
Hold on, pause
book.
it. I had congressmen and women on, and it was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
That's what he just said. That's what he just said. He goes, I had to read book. I had to read book.
And my computer won't on now, so we got that.
I think he was miserable because he had to do research and know what he was talking about. Yeah. What a pain in the ass that is. So this is so much better now.
And he's a teacher.
Well, he goes into talking about how rewarding it is to be a teacher. And this is just fantastic.
And let me tell you something, Lisa. Like, the good thing about doing that is that the kids, like, the notes they write you and, like the cards they give you.
Which they're forced to do, by the way. This is not a voluntary thing. There's, like, a teacher appreciation day. And then they write little notes to tell other teachers, hey, Mr. Melendez, you're great. And he's like, oh, whoa, really? Me? A little of me?
I'm invited to I have a special needs kid who
3 of them
who invited me to a birthday party in a few days. I'm going to go to a birthday party.
He won't shut up about this.
He's going to a special needs kid's birthday party. What? I want Mr. Melendez at my party. I want Mr. Melendez at my party. All right. We'll see if he's busy. He's not busy. He'll be here. That's insane.
To a birthday party. I mean,
that's so great. Wow.
Yeah,
you're a big boy.
That part of it was great for me. Like when I would when I walk down the halls, Mr. Melendez, you're my favorite teacher. Mr. Melendez, like,
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way kids are yelling, "You're my favorite teacher," because then like the kid's science teacher's like, "No." Yeah. He's standing right behind the kid. He's like, "Oh, damn it."
So that part of it is so rewarding. And a lot of the teachers also knew that, that the way I teach, I make it fun.
Now, he's going to give an example of what he was able to make fun when he teaches. And I swear I've heard him say this at least 4 times since he's come back. This is the proof that he's a very fun and informed science teacher. I bet you already know what he's about to say here, Producer Chris.
Now, so even though you learn that Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, it's in a fun way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you could make it fun. You could bring your personality to it.
Yes.
Holy shit, John.
So
Unbelievable.
in all fairness to your previous point, I once had a teacher that got in trouble for drinking whiskey during class. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite teacher.
Yes, good point. Those always are the drug. I had a drug addict math teacher. He was my favorite too. He was great. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
I had a few.
Yeah. It was the teachers who wanted me to learn and succeed. I was just like, oh, fucking riding my ass. Fuck this person.
Facts and figures. Jesus.
Grades. That's all you ever talk about. You want me here on time and studying and bringing homework. Fuck this asshole.
Again with the Mars shit. Jesus Christ, this is math class.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit. That one random fact that Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, he has brought up at least 4 times. And I don't watch every second of what he's doing. Obviously, he's probably brought it up dozens of times at this
He probably
point.
still names Pluto as a planet.
What? That's outrageous. Yeah. All right. So let's get back to John hitting on Elisa. And people are going to, well, John catches himself here. But he explains that that's not what's happening at all.
At least you're a cutie pie. Teams to him, everyone's going to say John's hitting on Elise. I'm not hitting on it. She's just, we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Teams
Well,
to
we
him,
were enemies. We were enemies too, though. You blocked me from Twitter. You just unblocked me to invite me to the show.
Amazing. Well done, Elisa, right there. He goes, listen, I'm not hitting on her. We're just longtime friends. We go way back. She's like, we weren't even talking up until 2 hours ago.
And if you remember from our last episode, she didn't want to come on camera.
Right. She wanted nothing to do with this interview, and he's been insulting her the entire time.
I notice your hair's wet, but not your T-shirt. That's just rude.
You say there's a storm outside. Can you go back outside?
Who are these podcasts? WAT.